welcome back to my channel. My name is Audrey if you are new here. If you are not new here, welcome back. So today is currently Monday, so I'm filming kind of two videos at the same time in a way, so hopefully it doesn't get too confusing. But basically, I was supposed to have a market yesterday, so I was filming a video for that. I was gonna do market prep / market day vlog, and I'm still going to. But the market yesterday was canceled because of really high winds. This was one that was going to be up north. And so that market was canceled, which I totally understand. We actually got a lot of winds down here, down in the valley. It was probably very windy up north. So that was good that they canceled it. However, they said, if you want to come for next week's market, because they do have them every Sunday. I just wasn't planning to do them every Sunday. But they said if you wanted to come to next week's market, you totally can. And it's Mother's Day. So I was just debating. I was like, do I want to do this on Mother's Day? Do I not? Do I, But it does sound fun for me. It's something that I would definitely enjoy. I love doing market. It's up north. It's in Prescott. I love Prescott. My husband and daughter would come with me and we would just make a whole day of it. And so I think that would be very fun. And so I decided okay, let's do it. So I'm going to do the market on Mother's Day. So that is in 6 days. And so because I already have everything already prepped for the market, I really don't have to do much this week. Another thing too is I am not trying to buy any yarn until I use up kind of the stash that I have. I don't know if that's going to be super feasible, only because I do have another market at the end of June. I did apply for another one at the beginning of June, so we'll see if I get that one or not. I am going to need to make more stuff. I need more stuffing, I need more safety eyes. So I'm trying to hold off at least on this week. I'll see what I make Sunday and then use that towards further items that I need, yarn, stuff like that. I do have a lot of yarn already in my stash. I have a ton of acrylic yarn that I'm just I don't know what to make with acrylic. I have a lot of cotton yarn that I'm going to be making hats, and then a lot of bulky yarn for winter hats. So I do have a lot of stuff that I can still make. All that to say, I'm not going to be doing a whole lot of market prepping this week, but I just wanted to take you along with me today because I did want to get a video out for you because the other video that I was going to do for this week, it's going to be pushed another week ahead. So I did want to get a video out today. So I wanted to do kind of a crochet with me type of video. So yeah, like I said, it is Monday morning. And I'm just about to sit down to do a little bit of some kind of fun crochet. I have just enough stuffing to make one or two things. So I'm going to show you what they are. So I found this, I almost said rest. I found this pattern on Pinterest. It is a paid for pattern from Etsy. So I did go ahead and purchase it. So I made two yesterday. So the very first one that I made did not turn out very well. And I gave it to my daughter. She loves it. Let me show you the first one that I made. So it's this bear lovey. So yeah, this was the first one. So it is made with Bernat's blanket yarn. And yeah, it's just a bear. I think it is so cute. So the reason why it didn't turn out perfectly, I had gone up a hook size than what the pattern called for. So it is a little bit more holy, you could say, a little bit more of a loose tension. And then I actually had kind of added a couple of stitches along the way. I was just trying to make this very, very quickly, and it is a very quick pattern to make. If I remember, I'll put the pattern up here. I think it was $5 or something for this pattern, but it's so easy. It's so easy. It literally is so easy. Honestly, the thing that takes me the longest is the eyes and the nose. I don't know why. I'm not good at embroidery, and that just took forever to get that kind of done. But yeah, so you just make a big rectangle on the head and you sew it together. It's so easy, it's so fun. So this was the first one that I made, and yeah, it didn't turn out perfectly, and so I didn't want to sell it, but it's still snuggly and soft, and my daughter loves it, so that's a win. So I made this one while she was taking her nap, and then last night I wanted to make, look how cute it is folded up. It's so cute. So then last night, I made another one. Isn't it so sweet and soft? So this one turned out perfect. I did go to the correct hook size, the ears. So this is made with Sweet Snuggles from Michaels. It does shed. I think we all know that this yarn is definitely a yarn that sheds. But oh, it's so soft. And yeah, I had this yarn in my stash, so I thought that is just perfect to use it up for this. And it really doesn't actually take too much yarn, honestly. And then the nose is just made with a cotton yarn that I have, but I think it's just so stinking cute. Let me know if you've made this pattern, if you made a little lovey like this, but I mean, when it's laying down, like how sweet is that? And so I am going to be bringing this to, I am going to be bringing this to the market to sell. I think I'm going to put $25 on it. I don't know if that's a fair price or not, but I think I'm going to put 25. So yeah, I made this one last night. And then today I started making another black bear lovey. So I have the head. I just need to embroider their eyes. I have the ears made. And then I have the blanket portion, which I actually ended up making like, I think an extra 2 rows, maybe extra row. Yeah, I think an extra 2 rows. So this one's definitely long. Yeah, this one's definitely long. It's funny because I was working on this and I did not think I had enough yarn. So then I cut it off a few rows back and went ahead and did like the head and the ears to make sure I had that done. And then I went back and was just working on this during breakfast this morning while Ava was eating, and I was not paying any attention. So I ended up doing a couple extra rows, but honestly, like it'll just be extra snuggly. And this is the yarn that I ended up with. So I definitely got lucky there. And I'm actually going to keep this because I use this yarn for eyes on my chickens. So I'm going to keep this little scrap of yarn. So now all I have to do is finish up the face and sew on the ears, sew on the head, and it will be done. So I'm going to work on that right now. I'm going to go get my cup of coffee and I'm going to work on that. Okay, so it's a few minutes later, maybe like 10 minutes, but here we go. I finished up the other bear lovey. So this is what he looks like. So what I ended up doing was taking out a couple rounds or a couple rows. I just felt like it was just too much and too bulky and heavy, and you want it to be light and snuggly. So I just sewed on the ears, did the eyes, did the nose, sewed on the head, did the paws, and I had the little lovey ready. I just think it's so sweet when they're like laying down like that. I think this might be my favorite. I don't know. Is this my favorite pattern? Probably not. It could be. These eyes are a little bit thicker. I just did one strand on this face, but I have my 2 little snuggly bear loveys. Oh, they're so sweet. They're so sweet. So I have 2. I do have enough stuffing if I wanted to make another one of this color, but I might just do 1 of each, see if they sell. We'll see if they sell. I just think that they're so sweet. And like I said, I'm going to put 25 on them. I think that's a probably fair price. They really don't take that long. And just because, you know, the only like really detailed work is the head, and that's so quick, and you know, I don't know. Maybe I'll up the price if they sell quickly. But here we go. I have the 2 little loveys ready for the market, and that is that. I'm going to clean up this little mess here. I'm trying to work through my stash, get it all kind of manageable. I didn't think that I had a lot of yarn. My husband went in there the other day and was like, whoa, you have a ton of yarn. He's like, that's a lot of yarn. So anytime this past like few days, I'm like, oh, I need this yarn. Or for the bears, I was like, I have to get a brown yarn. And he's like, you can't find anything in your closet. And I was like, okay, I think I can. So I was able to find the black and this pretty pink. So, okay, they're just so soft. They're so sweet, snuggly. These are like, I love these. I've been making so many random things. I'm trying to kind of hone down on what, not my niche, because it's all just crochet and it's just whatever I feel like making, but I'm trying to think more specifically like my brand, I guess. It's like when people come to my table, I have an assortment of stuff. I have Kindle sleeves, I have hats, I have animals, I have, you know, these loveys. Like, it's kind of like, what are you selling? So it's kind of like, do I focus on baby stuff? Do I focus on like just kids? Do I do hats? Or do I just do it all? I don't know. But I'm just making what I enjoy making, and you know, if something sells really well, then that's something that I focus on. Like my turtles, those are probably my best seller right now. Anyways, I'm gonna go get some coffee. I just got an Etsy order this morning from Emily. Emily is a really, really sweet subscriber. She always leaves the nicest comments and messages and has been there from the beginning. And she just ordered from my Etsy shop. She purchased a green crochet wristlet. And I think that, and then I'm going to add in a scrunchie just as a thank you. So Emily, if you're watching this, thank you so much for being such a sweet subscriber and friend and just writing the nicest things and just following along. Emily wrote a very, very sweet message on her Etsy order, and it just was the sweetest. I got it while I was eating breakfast with my daughter, and I was just like on the verge of tears. Like, it was just so sweet just to have Emily and other people out there just watching my videos and just being so sweet and just genuine, and this, I just feel this kind of community that we have here, that everyone is just so kind. There's no judgment. Emily could have made this herself, but she chose to purchase from me, which I think is just the sweetest thing. She also has a YouTube channel, so I'm gonna have it up here. And I just recently discovered that she has a book channel as well, so I'm definitely going to be following her book channel, which is awesome. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, package this up. I'm gonna try to get it in the mail either today or tomorrow. So Emily, if you're watching this, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoy this and that it gets to you quickly. Okay, so I wanted to do something a little bit different, and this is where I'm actually going to end this kind of vlog. I know it's kind of all over the place, but what I'm going to do is actually show you, here's a sneak peek. I'm going to show you my entire yarn stash. Let me know, is this a lot, a little, a normal amount? Keep in mind too, I'm selling this stuff. So I'm also kind of getting money, but then also everything that I'm making financially, I'm putting back into yarn. And I think it might be getting out of hand, so I think I need to do some damage control. So maybe I'll do some kind of random videos of me kind of trying to work through my yarn stash and get rid of it. So the room I'm in, this is Ava's playroom, and I had cleaned it up yesterday, but I mean, life with a toddler, it gets messy. So a little bit of a quick, I guess, tour. Her books and some toys. We have her little like play couch. You know, this is kind of the room, little 360 here. So yeah, so this is Ava's playroom, and in her closet here, I had been it was kind of empty, honestly. But yeah, I decided to kind of turn this into my craft closet. She still has not yet been able to open the doors, so I'm sure that will be any day now, honestly. So I need to make sure everything is. So I'm just going to show you my craft closet. So it's not all yarn. I do have lots of other crafting items as well. I have like fabric here because at one point I was sewing. Was that a spider? Something just like, or was it fuzz? Better not been a spider from the ceiling. Ugh. Okay. So yeah, I have a sewing machine. So at one point I was like sewing little pouches and learning how to sew, and that was really fun. So I have lots of like random fabric. In here I have like embroidery stuff. No, not in here. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna turn the camera around and then show you that way. Okay, this is so much better. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of take you through everything in my craft closet. So up here, this is all like embroidery stuff, embroidery thread, embroidery hoops. Here is kind of like Cricut stuff, and also in here is more Cricut items. These are all of my craft bags that I got for my market. They're really tiny, but I use them for scrunchies or any small items that could fit in there. Up here, I have like sewing stuff, so I have fabric, and then all of like my sewing like thread and needles and everything like that. Here are all of my piano books. I know this is so random. I could not find a place to put them. I actually have my keyboard. Well, you can't see it. I have my keyboard way back there in the corner. So yeah, I don't have it out because I don't really have a place to put it, but I actually used to teach piano. And I used to play piano. So it's still definitely a love of mine. It just has been put aside the past few years. But anyways, piano books. This is my sewing machine. I have my records. I have more Cricut stuff there. I have some like finished like sweaters, blankets, like things that I knitted. And then here is kind of where I've been keeping my yarn. I'm trying to like work through. My goal is to not de-stash in a way of like getting rid of, but I definitely want to like use up all of my yarn and kind of like try to, yeah, use it up basically. So, okay, I have fabric. This is kind of also another box of crochet things like that I use when I crochet. So actually I ended up having two. The other one that I showed, I don't know if I showed it to you. I probably didn't. I don't remember at this point what I've showed or not. But I have another one that I have like all of my hooks and needles and just like random stuff in that I use when I'm working on a crochet project. So this is kind of another one, but I also have it filled with like knitting needles and just like really random stuff. So I need to learn how to, or not need to learn, I need to combine those two as well. Up here is another miscellaneous craft. So I definitely have like crochet, knitting mixed in with like fabric. So I need to like organize all this somehow. But yeah, I just have a lot of like burlap and twine. Like I don't remember what I was using with all this. I have some letters for like a letter board I have in Ava's room. These are my like faux fur things for my hats, like for beanies. So I have that. And then back here, I just ordered recently a whole bunch of just white ones. This is the yarn that I'd used for my bear that I showed you earlier, and I just kind of stuffed it back there. Okay, and here we have, this is all kind of more like knitting yarn. So I have like sock yarn. This is like a DK weight alpaca, so it's so soft. But I have like mohair back there, so it's definitely more like knitting. And then this is also full of sock yarn, another thing of mohair. So definitely these two are more knitting related yarns. I have this random, I made another Kindle sleeve, and I still think it's so cute, but it's more soft, and I kind of like the feel of the other one. And so I'm trying to be more kind of niche down. So I think with like Kindle sleeves, I'm going to only have like offer like 3 colors in theory. Right now I only have 1. I don't want to overwhelm people like just having like a whole bunch of random colors. Like I definitely want to kind of, I guess, niche down. I don't know what the word would be, but only offer like, you know, pink, blue, white or something like that. So that's kind of where my mind is going. In here I have a lot of plush yarn, as you can see, just a lot of small ones, just kind of small little scraps that I don't know what to do with. Like it's not enough to make a project. This is Sweet Snuggles, and I don't like this one. This is Sweet Snuggles Light, so it's very thin and it sheds, and it's just not, it's different than this Sweet Snuggles. So not a fan, and I don't really want to get rid of it, but I don't know what to do with it. So if you have an idea, let me know. And this is like a small little bit of some pink, but I'm like, I could use that for blush on eyes. So you know, I'm keeping all that stuff. Here's another tub, and this is also full of plush yarn, although I do have an acrylic skein in there. So a bunch of kind of random plush yarns. And then in here, I actually put this bookshelf. It was over here, but we consolidated her books and kind of made them like double stacked. For the most part, you can kind of see her books are double stacked down at the bottom. But I'm trying to like spread them out because I want her to be able to access all of them. So anyways. So yeah, this bookshelf was full of books, but we consolidated them, and I put this bookshelf in the closet to try to have my kind of most used yarn, but it definitely is not. It's definitely turning into a jumbled mess. But I try to organize it with having like my cotton yarns up here, and then I started putting acrylic yarn, but I don't really use acrylic. I have a lot of acrylic, but I had started putting it there, so I try to like put those in bins. So anyways, it's a mess. In here, I have this big bag that I got from Hobby Lobby, and it's full of just my wool, super bulky yarn that I'm going to be using for hats. Yeah, so it's all going to be used for hats, and so that shouldn't take too long to be able to use up this bag. And then I have more cotton yarn down here. So yeah, this is the cotton yarn is what I use for my bucket hats. Here is the sweater. If you've been following me since the beginning, you know what sweater this is. This is that green tweed sweater. I literally have half a sleeve to do. Half a sleeve, that's it. And it's not done. But I am thinking winter time, fall time, I will finish that up. And then over here is just like, this is random stuff. Like I have some socks that I finished, and these are all full of like sock yarn and knitting needles and just kind of really random stuff. I am showing you the nitty gritty details of my craft closet. It's a mess. So this is my keyboard actually back there. And then this is full of kind of like empty bags, I think, or is it full of yarn? Nope, it's full of yarn. Surprise. So kind of more acrylic yarn, empty bags, I don't know. Just random stuff back there. Okay, so up here I showed a little bit, so like my Cricut, my records. Okay, this is another random bag. I have my plush yarn in here. some blanket yarn. Oh, actually, I was looking for that earlier, so glad that I found that. So just kind of some random stuff. These are kind of leftovers from projects I had been working on to prepare for my next market. So they're just kind of in there. In here, it was just my velvet yarn, but it's definitely kind of full. So I have these little, I don't know what you call these. I'm gonna put these on hats for winter time. I have like little leftovers. I made 2 hats from these, but I have enough of each. Like if I combine these 2 to make a hat, so I might make a striped hat. And then here's my, well, then I have some cotton yarn because I want to make some more bucket hats, and then my velvet yarn is in there. Okay, and here is a lot of acrylic yarn. I do have some cotton yarn that I got from the dollar store. This is cotton yarn here. This is some kind of bulky yarn. So I guess this is definitely a mix of stuff. So yeah, just some random things. I'm like, what do I make with this? And here is acrylic yarn. So a whole bunch of different colors of acrylic yarn. You can't really see. So I'm thinking, I don't know what to make with it. I don't know. Do I make hats? Do I make blankets? I don't know. So if you have ideas for acrylic yarn, even if it's not something to make for markets, like I'm definitely thinking like scrappy blanket. I love to make like a bulky hat with them. Like Passionate Kelsey on YouTube has a double knit stranded beanie, but it just, whenever I make her pattern, like it just turns out ginormous. So I don't know if I need to go down like a needle size. I don't know what's going on, but it definitely does not turn out how she has it. So I need to figure that out. But if I could figure that out, I could definitely knit a ton of double stranded beanies. Maybe I'll figure that out. Maybe I'll work on that because that would be able to use up a lot of yarn. Okay, these last 2 tubs. This one here is full of kind of keepsakes like journals and photo albums and things like that. And then in here is actually full of kind of office supplies. So papers, tissue paper, wrapping stuff, notebooks, things like that. Okay, everyone, that was the tour of my yarn stash, my yarn closet. What are your thoughts on it? I know it's an absolute mess. If you have organizing ideas, please let me know. I love to have this organized so I can see what I have. I'm definitely the type of person, I need to see what I have. If I don't see it, I don't think I have it, or I forget that I have it and I go buy another one. So I need to see what yarn that I have. I need to have it organized and know what I have. I know this is a closet I'm also sharing with my daughter. I'm sharing with like random other things, so it's not dedicated just to yarn. I have a lot of random stuff in here, but if you have any tips, please let me know. You are not going to hurt my feelings by being honest with how this looks by any means. I know how this looks, but I just kind of wanted to share, I guess, my yarn stash, share what I have, all of my yarn. So also too, if you have some ideas with acrylic yarn, let me know. I have found a few like loveys made with acrylic yarn, so maybe I'll do something like that. That could kind of help use my stash. And then also, if someone is sensitive to plush yarn like blanket yarn and someone would rather have acrylic, like it'd be nice to have that option as well. There's my yarn stash. This was kind of a random morning / day in my life. I took you along as I showed you some bigger loveys that I did. I packed an order with you and I showed you my yarn closet, my yarn stash. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I wanted to get a video up for you guys this week, just so you don't have to wait another week for another video. I know this is random all over the place, but I do appreciate you watching. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I am so close to 800 subscribers, which is just mind-blowing how quick that went, because I feel like I really only started like this year to kind of actually work on this channel. I started this back in September, and I, was doing some knitting podcasts here and there. I was very inconsistent. And then once January hit, or February, I was like, okay, I'm gonna actually be consistent with these videos. And it's just insane the amount of support and love that I've been receiving on this channel. It is not lost on me. I am so grateful to every one of you who are following along on this journey with me and just watching me crochet and knit and just kind of share my life as this stay-at-home mom who loves hobbies and crafts. But other than that, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you here. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for just supporting and liking and commenting, and it just it just means so much to me. So thank you so much. I hope that you have a wonderful day wherever you are, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.